Am I being realistic in midlife, or still acting like the determined fantasist I was in my 20s and 30s and 40s? It's in midlife that I've recognised the negative factors that affected me for so long. I recognised that what I was doing was underpinned by ego and insecurity and chasing validation and approval from people who don't matter. I'd start projects with great enthusiasm, short stories, novels, scripts. I'd have dreams of great success. Dreams so vivid, I thought they were real. I'd work hard, too hard, chasing recognition and validation, trying to prove something to the kids at school and some of the teachers, and maybe a girlfriend or two. These days, I'm more interested in stability, consistency, purposeful reward, and really just trying to be present for the people around me who are the most important people. Take YouTube, for example. It's not about chasing fame or financial reward. It's about wanting to help people to explore things, practices that have really helped me gain self-awareness and insight and changed my outlook, and building something real. The real difference in my approach, I think, is that I'm taking things steady. I'm not chasing. I used to describe writing, for example, it's like riding a bike up a hill. It's a hard, long slog. You get to the top and then you go down the other side and then you write something else. But one of the things my psychotherapist said to me long ago was, ride the bike up the hill, but then it's okay to stop at the top of the hill and enjoy the view. That's just something I wasn't doing. And the other thing I've learned is knowing when to stop, recognizing when for example, I will very often want to work, but I know my work will not be at its best. So just stop and go for a walk for 20 minutes and refresh, or just leave it for the day. I've had a lot of knocks in the past, as we all do. And when you put your work out there, those knocks can be public. So you grow a thick skin as a result of that, but you also come to expect failure. That youthful, naive confidence has evaporated by midlife. We're bruised and battered and cynical. And if you're a woman, you could be bruised and battered and cynical and feel invisible. We learn to expect failure almost. It's a story we kind of tell ourselves. And then as the years pass in midlife, no matter what we do, inside, those stories are still lurking. But we can unlearn those negative expectations and rewrite those stories. Things don't always go to plan. Things often don't go to plan. We live under this illusion that we're in control of things, in control of our lives, just because the things we set out to do on a day-to-day basis just happen to come to pass. In midlife, we can become aware of this. We're bruised, battered, cynical. So we might think, I just can't be bothered. Why should I start? What's the point? But all we've got to do is hold our nerve and work through the dip. Say you're writing a book. You're getting to the point of like 70,000 words. You're a long way in. You just got to keep going. So you're building a YouTube channel. Your subscribers and views might have gone up for a while really well, and then they're leveling off. You've just got to keep going. Just work through the dip. Say you're reimagining your identity, rebooting your life, doing a career change or something like that. It's important to accept who you are. And to accept who you are, you've got to gain self-awareness of who you are. And by accepting who you are and gaining self-awareness of who you are, you can map out the plan of the person you want to be and where you want to go and the route you're going to take to get there. Being realistic in midlife, I think, means moving with the rhythm of the music. One of the biggest things I've discovered very recently is that physical movement early in the day really stimulates my creativity and sets me up energy-wise for the day. I used to think I need to get going straight away because this is my really creative time as soon as I wake up in the morning, and I just had to get going, and I would put off exercise and physical movement until later in the day. What I've recognized and learned recently is that physical movement, it's the opposite. That physical movement early in the day stimulates my mind, gets the blood flowing, and I can be far more productive and creative on a day I've gone on the cross trainer for 20 minutes, for example, or gone for a brisk walk in the sunshine. That's far more beneficial to me than getting up, sitting down and trying to force myself to work. Because as someone once said to me, you can't force it, Martin. A word of warning, although I've found the cross trainer really beneficial, what I've found is I've had problems with my back as a result. It's a proper midlife thing. Feet are going like that. My arms are also going like that. And this is a twisting movement. I've had to go and see Bex, my massage lady, twice this month. So now I'm doing 10 minutes, a little bit of yoga. We'll call it yoga. It's kind of like stretching myself in certain ways that feel like yoga. And then 15 minutes cross trainer. Pop a bit of music on, go. My fantasy for a long time was that the thing I was working on at that particular moment, whether it be a story or a script or whatever, was going to be the thing that launched me, catapulted me to success. I recognize now that probably wouldn't have been necessarily a good thing, and actually it's just not something I want anymore. But the reality I've found is that strategy and working in a more calm way, a more strategic way, a more relaxed way is more beneficial for me and more beneficial for the people around me. We once went on holiday to California, not California, USA, California in Norfolk in the UK. We rented a little chalet. We took the kids, they were very little. And I took my laptop. I was working on a book. And I would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and sit at this table, breakfast table, overlooking the, I guess it'd be the North Sea. I felt like doing that and working hard would deliver results. And it didn't take too long for me to recognise afterwards that it was over the top, unnecessary, in a way I wasn't really as present as I could have been. And do you know what? The stuff that I wrote, rubbish. Now I recognise the importance of structure, cadence, rhythm, the energy I'll get from an early morning cross trainer session. Stick on some music and do 15, 20 minutes on the cross trainer. Sets me up for the day. The insights I'll get from my morning pages, which I know I talk about this a lot, but it's been a big thing for me. And most recently, the restorative power of genuine downtime, which is something I've really had to learn to embrace. And if there's things you're going to embrace, not doing very much is a pretty easy one. A nice bit of R&R, just sit and watch some relaxing trash TV. Doesn't have to be trash TV, but something relaxing. These changes that I'm adopting, these new approaches, they don't make me predictable or boring or ineffective. They make me productive and creative, effective, systematic. And that's what you need. Who doesn't like calmer, slower and more relaxed in midlife? My 2-word brand, thanks to Christo, used to be Determined Fantasist. And I felt that really resonated with me. I thought about it, came to the conclusion that my 2-word brand was Determined Fantasist. I think that's changed. I think now I would say I'm a determined realist. I've gained awareness, changed my methods and routines, and embraced the unexpected and the interruptions rather than resenting them, which I used to. So with all this combination of factors, the awareness that I've gained, the things I've changed, my approaches, my methods, my attitude, I think I'm a calmer, more realistic, more balanced, more effective, productive person. You'd have to ask the people around me whether they agree, but I certainly feel more calm inside. That's got to be a good thing. Midlife doesn't have to be about lowering expectations. It can be about discovery, renewal, and becoming visible again. So what are you going to set out to achieve?